Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Cross Circle, the official podcast for PlayStation Source. I'm your moderator, Christian Buckley. This week, Kevin Diaz is a little busy with actual work. Plus, we're figuring out scheduling things. If you saw last week's start of Save Slot, the new news show that Kevin's working on. So this week, special guest, we have my friend Omar Nakvi.
Hey.
And you can find him on Twitter where?
Ohm's the chef. That's you put it in the.
Yeah, I'll have a lower.
All right.
So this week, like I said, we're without Kevin, but Omar has been on a few podcasts before with me, so I figured it was a good substitution. But we're gonna be talking about Assassin's Creed Odyssey. If you saw a couple weeks ago, we did sort of a rough impressions, first few hours of Spider-Man. So we're going to be doing something similar here, just talking about Odyssey. First few hours, not really any spoilers. If we get into spoiler territory, I feel like it's only going to be like one potential thing, and I can put something up during there. But we're going to cover pretty much everything to the title screen. How long do you think you put in before you hit the title?
Before I hit the title, I think I was probably at the 4 hour mark. I mean, you hit the title, then you start sailing, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm thinking probably like 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, I think I was like just under 4, right, when I hit the title screen.
Yeah, and I think I did try to do most everything in that area, too.
Yeah, I left like 2 or 3 potential side quests, I think.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so before we get into the Assassin's Creed talk, has Assassin's Creed been like the only thing you're playing recently?
No, I've been kind of bouncing around some stuff. Would you like me to go into that? I can do that.
Anything stand out?
Anything stand out? Oh, I've been playing The Missing, which is the new game from Swery. You hear anything about that?
Yeah, is it only on Switch?
No, it's on Switch and Steam, but I think it should be on PS4, but they might have had release issues this week. I think it's on PS4 in Europe, and it should be on the North American store soon.
All right, so yeah, that's the it's like a side-scroller mystery game,
it's a
right?
puzzle platformer, yeah, but it's pretty dark. Like,
really, yeah.
It can be very, very edgy, but it's got that charm to it that I find Swery always has with his games, like a Deadly Premonition.
Definitely,
before. Yeah. And I've been really enjoying that. Some of the puzzles are very hard.
Oh, really?
But the story and characters have been coming through so well. Like, some of the best in-game text messages you'll find, I think.
Oh, nice.
And,
can always appreciate those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a few comparisons of that to like Limbo or Inside. Maybe, I don't know if it was just tonally, but I figured a swear game would make sense tonally being compared to Inside and Limbo.
Tonally, yeah, I think there's definitely some of that, but I think mostly it is that puzzle platformer kind of gameplay, right? Where I think gameplay wise, I think you'll find that Inside and Limbo are much better designed in that way. But I think this game makes up for it in just being like outlandishly insane. It's been alright.
Is it like a supernatural sort of thing, or is it more like a murder? Okay.
I think Swery's favorite thing in the world is David Lynch and Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
And you can see it come through very strongly here.
Awesome, yeah. I actually was thinking about picking that up on Switch. I just never got around to it.
Apparently, Switch port is pretty alright. Like, seems to run 30 frames, like, locked.
Oh, nice.
And seems solid. And, like, 1080p, I think, docked and everything.
Nice, though, yeah. So has that pretty much been, like, your break between your first few sessions of Assassin's Creed and getting back into it?
I believe so. You know, I think, yeah, I mean, I'm still kind of playing Forza here and there, but that's that.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess we can go into Assassin's Creed now because I haven't been playing much else than Assassin's Creed. Because I'm just trying to, like, get that done as soon as I can before Red Dead hits.
See, I think you're looking at Assassin's Creed the wrong way. Because there's so much game there.
Right.
To where, and like, you can go a couple of weeks or something and still remember how to play that game. Yeah. I'm thinking Assassin's Creed might be a game I'm just playing for the rest of the year. Just put it on the back burner sometimes. Because, like, if I dedicate a whole day to it, is this, like, too much Assassin's Creed, I think, too much running around doing that quest, those same quests and those same activities. Then I'm just trying to I'm not trying to rush it. I'm just trying to enjoy it over a long period of time. Red Dead, I'll probably rush that, but Assassin's Creed, just gonna keep it going.
Yeah, the nice thing with Assassin's Creed, and even previously this year with Far Cry 5, was the world is just pleasant to explore and do everything in there.
It's definitely a really good checklist game, right?
Yeah, for sure. And I think I'm actually really, I don't know if I should say invested, but I really want to see where the story goes for the I guess we can start out saying I picked Cassandra, you did too, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm really interested to see where her story goes, and I kind of want to see that through before Red Dead, No,
that's absolutely fair. I mean, I think they're setting it up in a really interesting... Well, we can just
start with the story if you want to.
Okay, sure.
Just get into that right now.
So I don't want to spoil anything, but I think they set it up in a way that's definitely pretty compelling. It's a lot of it's very twisty, It's I guess these games can be like that, but
yeah, sometimes to their detriment. But I think so far this one has worked out all right.
Yeah, it's a fun. It's very pulpy, It's just kind of I feel like this game's pretty goofy.
Yeah,
in a lot of ways, like Marcos and stuff. Every interaction on that first island is just so goofy. I think.
I think Kefalonia as a starter island, I guess if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
I think it works well because this is my first Assassin's Creed since Black Flag.
Yeah.
And it's my first Assassin's Creed playing near release since 3. Because I never touched Black Flag until a year or two after it came out.
Yeah, I think I had to convince you or something. I had to convince a lot of people to play Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I'm always convincing people to play a new Assassin's Creed game if it's good. Origins, I'm trying to sell everyone on still.
Right, yeah, because I was a huge... Assassin's Creed Brotherhood is one of my favorite games, ever.
Yeah.
And I was a huge fan of Assassin's Creed going into 3, and 3 just, was right on the edge of being too much.
Yeah.
So I think that's just why I ended up taking the break. Pirates seems awesome, but I was on PS3 at the time when it launched, and I heard it was just better on PS4, so I waited and I got it as one of the first PS4 games I had.
Oh, Black Flag?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that was on PS3, right?
Yeah.
Was that on Wii U as well? Oh,
it might have been on the Wii U. Yeah. I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's I dug Assassin's Creed 3, even though I was a bit disappointed by it. I expected more from an evolution. It was the first numbered Assassin's Creed game since 2, right?
Right.
So I expected more from it, but I was still kind of into buying Black Flag pretty soon the next year. Really loved it, and then I got burned so hard on Unity. I thought that game was. I could only play a little bit of it because the performance was so abysmally awful on PS4.
Right. Yeah.
And I just had to dump it, and then next year I skipped Syndicate completely because of being burned by Unity, and then Origins came out last year, and I didn't buy it at launch, and then I heard really good things about it. Then I picked it up a month later and loved it. That game's great. Yeah,
Origins for me came out, I guess, at a bad time because I was for me the break was longer than what they took actually took just because I was out for a while. But Origins, I think I ended up playing Horizon when Origins came out.
Oh yeah.
So that was my big open world game with a bow.
Yeah.
And Origins, for some reason, part of me bought into the reviews saying it's bad because it's not different enough. But I heard aside from that, everything else I heard about Origins was pretty great. And I know Kevin loves Origins.
Yeah, it's real good.
Yeah, and I intend to play Origins eventually just to see what the initial version of this was.
Yeah, no, I think what's been really nice about finally getting to play Odyssey is while I'm really enjoying it so far, I still feel like Origins is relevant. It's still going to be a game that's really good to go back to when you get a chance to do it.
Yeah, and I think, honestly, a lot of that is worth shouting out to just the format they have. Because, honestly, I would still recommend Black Flag to people.
Oh, sure.
And I think just the whole, especially now, after they've moved past the whole Ezio sticking with that character, every game is a new thing. It's a new setting, new character.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them hold up because of that. like I still have an interest in Syndicate just for that setting.
Yeah, that setting, and apparently, like, I haven't played Syndicate, but people love Evie and Jacob.
Yeah, so I think pretty recently, even with Syndicate, Assassin's Creed stands up as still being relevant. But yeah, definitely Origins more so, just from everything I've heard.
Like, again, if the game's got like an interesting setting, it's still gonna be pretty interesting to go back to, I think.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
I don't think I realized how much I loved Origins Egypt until I started playing Odyssey's like Greece. Like, it's cool here and it's beautiful, but Origins Egypt, like, every single location was so varied and visually different. It was a lot of fun just like filling up that map.
Right. So how many hours are you in right now for Odyssey?
Odyssey, I am 20 hours in.
Okay, I'm about 15. I haven't seen... I've probably seen maybe like a fifth of the map so far.
Yeah, I think honestly I'm probably very close to that too.
Yeah, and I'm assuming there's going to be some major variation with some places, because everything I've seen so far where the story's taken me has been like lots of foliage, lots of villages, dirt, stuff like that.
And I love that, but again, if it's like that for the whole game, the whole like 100 hours I've just signed up for,
right?
I really hope there's some variation coming in.
I think we're in store for some, because there is one mission that takes you to an island, and it's lots of like the white rocks with grass over them.
Oh,
you know that one with like the thing you have to go.
Are you talking about where you get the upgrade weapon thing?
Yep.
Yeah. No, sure. I remember. I think we've had that location was like in Black Flag too, right? Something very similar to that.
I think
like,
so.
Yeah, stuff. I've always loved the. I mean, Assassin's Creed has all this modern day stuff, right? All this weird alien stuff. I always enjoy those. Those little like hints, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Those they get up to some really like crazy visual stuff with those, and I love it.
So, diving a little more into the story.
Yeah.
So we both picked Cassandra. I really love her character.
Yeah. Again, we were talking about Ezio recently, and I think I can safely say I like Cassandra more than Ezio.
Really?
Yeah, and I also like. I think Bayek is my favorite Assassin's Creed protagonist, but I think Cassandra is like right up there at number 2 for me.
Yeah, I think right now for me it's probably Ezio, Cassandra, and then Edward.
Oh yeah.
The pirate, yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I just love her attitude. Whoever voices her is also great.
Yeah, and I mean, like, if you've heard any Alexios,
right? Yeah,
you hear any Alexios lines, I feel like the voice acting there is just so much worse.
It's a bit too much.
Yeah.
You know, I've heard some of his lines just through various different means.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a little.
It's very aggressive.
I don't know if overacting is the right word, but like, yeah, I don't know. The guy could just be having fun with it, but
I think Cassandra's having
too much for me.
Yeah, me too. I think Cassandra's having fun with it, but in a way that still feels kind of like faithful to the. I can buy her lines, right?
Yeah.
I very much feel like she is this character. But Alexios is just having too much fun.
A little bit, yeah. So, new to the franchise this time around is dialogue choices. How have you been liking those so far? Do you think they're like impactful enough? Or do you like them as a way to just shape your vision of Cassandra?
I'm kind of surprised at how serious they seem to be. Like, there seem to be some real consequences there, right?
Yeah, it's interesting because I think there's been 2 major instances where I've had to make a legit choice.
Are you talking about the one side quest in Kefalonia and the end of Megaris?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Right. So my whole thing with dialogue choices are I really enjoy them just to have variation for my playthrough of the game, you know? Like, not every single decision has to be butterfly effect. I can appreciate that in something like an Until Dawn or some Telltale games, but yeah, I think for what it's worth with Odyssey, I think they're adding more flavor to my playthrough, I guess.
I always find that I want to, like, if the game has dialogue choices, I usually just, like, really want to stay on the critical path. Like, I kind of believe that there must be some way that the developers have intended me to get through this, right? Like some story, but not here. I'm just like, kind of just taking my choices and just letting them be, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not like quitting the game just so reload an old save. I'm just like, oh, there it is. I did that. Like,
yeah.
You know those timed side quests you can find sometimes?
Yes, yeah.
Have you found the one where it's like some guy just wants to like kill some bandits and then you have to protect him and stuff?
I did not. Okay.
Well, like, he can die if you don't protect him well enough. I felt so bad. And that's not a dialogue choice necessarily, but just it just got me. Like, oh God.
Yeah, it's still a choice. It's funny because this morning I played a little bit. I found a cave a couple nights ago, and sorry about that. I found a cave, and it was really cool because like I was late at night and I was trying to find a good place to stop, but it was called like. This isn't a spoiler because it's not like actually anything, but one of the side quests for a cave is called like the entrance to the underworld or something.
Yeah.
So I saved there and I was like, I'm doing this the second I get back. And it's just a normal like bandit area you got to clear out.
Is it the one that Barnabas is talking about, like the volcano thing?
I don't know. I just found this. Like I stumbled onto it. So yeah, I guess there was a tunnel in that cave that I didn't see and said I had one captain left to kill. And there was just some like dude they had captive or something kneeled on the ground bound up, and I was like, I've explored this entire cave 3 times. I don't know anybody else in here. I hope this is the captain, and I killed him when he was running away. Like I shot an arrow at him and then he just started running and I gotta kill you. And it wasn't him. So I felt a little bad about that.
Yeah. I feel like crap. Like Origins had this thing where like, you know Odyssey has this too, but the horse follow thing.
No.
Like, you can just, like, on your horse, right? If you just hold down X, The Witcher has this too. It just follows the road.
Oh, right, yeah.
Origins had that as well, and I would do that. And, like, one time the horse, like, went through a city and just, like, took out, like, 3, like, civilians. And, like, in that game, you're like, a cop. And I was like, well, what is this? And it popped up the whole, like, assassins didn't murder civilians things whenever you did that.
Right.
It really made me feel so bad. But I don't think Odyssey has any of that. Like, any of that pop-up sign.
Yeah, and I think it works because whoever you pick, but Cassandra is a mercenary.
Yeah, I think they're both. Like, oh, Misthios.
Yeah.
They are both those mercenaries.
Yeah, I think that gives you a lot of freedom with your choices, too.
Yeah.
About, like, consequences or whatever you want to choose to go about it.
You can play a little bad if you want.
Yeah, I've been trying to be pretty good. Like, there was one instance where some Spartan guy was like, oh, there was a robbery here, and there was a bunch of dead Spartans.
Yeah.
And I followed the path to a cave, and there were a bunch of civilians in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the choices were like, I'm gonna kill you now because stealing is bad, or get out of here and take like a handful of the food.
I'm always surprised when the game like gives you an option to like
murder.
Do good for a Sparta. Oh, murder and like
yeah.
It just seems like sometimes like she can fake so well like her patriotism to Sparta. And it's bizarre.
Yeah, it's really weird because from what you told me, I haven't really gone into this much, but you can choose to fight for Athens or Sparta. But everything in her character, like so far, is making me feel indifferent.
Yeah.
Because there is a tie to her character on the side of Sparta for where she was born and some other stuff, but like the tie makes it seems like she would feel indifferent or negative about Sparta, you know?
No, I'm totally with you. Like, you know, I don't know if you want me to start like talking about like the earliest spoiler about the second island.
I think we can bring that up because so getting past the Kefalonia stuff, I thought it was a really good introduction. All the side quests were fun. I thought the character of Marcus was pretty silly.
I think that was such a good way to open that game.
Yeah, it was it was really nice just the first night with just like slowly going through Kefalonia, exploring everything, doing the synchronization things.
It was a small scale like environment that let you do just about every system in that game.
Yeah, and it wasn't too overwhelming, and it was real. Like there was enough there that I didn't do all of it just because I wanted to move on. But it was comfortable and a nice introduction, especially since I skipped Origins, which is similar to this in terms of its gameplay.
Yeah.
More so than any of the other games, but
yeah, structurally they're the same, except Origins doesn't have a boat.
Right. Or dialogue, right?
Or dialogue, or like 5 other menus. Actually, maybe they're a bit different.
Yeah. But Kefalonia is a cool start to the game, but
also Origins started awfully.
Oh, really?
It threw you into a cutscene, the story. The first cutscene of that game starts 5 hours into it, and then it takes you back. It's all out of order, Pulp Fiction style.
Okay.
And then
there's a little bit of that in here too. Just with flashbacks.
Oh yeah,
the flashbacks. It's as jarring, but
those always make sense though, at least.
Yeah.
But Origins it started off without any context. It was wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
And then I think it ended up working out.
Yeah, so that's pretty much the super clean spoiler free discussion. There's gonna be one spoiler.
Wait, what horse did you pick?
The one on the right.
Okay, I think on the one in the middle. I think his name is Phobos.
Yeah. Okay, so they just call him Phobos.
Oh, the horse. Oh, damn.
I know, right? I was like, oh, cool! I got one with a sick name.
Yeah, that sucks.
But yeah, it's just
actually, that I killed that horse 3 times.
Oh, me too.
And it's the worst feeling.
Yeah.
I was I galloped off the horse off a cliff, right? Because I needed to get down there, and I thought this guy would swim. But he just drowned, and it really bummed me out. And
See,
I thought about reloading a save.
I haven't directly killed him, but I've got off him in 2 different situations where he ended up dying.
Oh no. Yeah, I think I've definitely jumped over something and made him die that way. And then they don't let you call him back for 5 minutes.
Yeah, I haven't actually used him that much.
Yeah, that's kind of one of my big issues with the game is it's such a big map, but there's not really any interesting ways to traverse it other than walk.
Yeah, I agree with you.
This is coming off of Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
If I could just swing in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, it would be great. Or a car or something.
Honestly, I really think that the series as a whole has had that issue since the Ezio games.
Yeah, or
because moving around in there is just there's so many wide areas of rooftops and so many tall buildings for you to jump off of.
Yeah,
because it's a full blown Renaissance city, so they had their stuff together for construction. But Greece and I'm assuming Egypt similarly it's lots of low buildings. Pretty
or
sparse.
Just barren, or not barren, but foliage heavy areas, but not a lot of Assassin's Creed 3 style trees.
Yeah, see, I tried to run up a tree the first night, and I was like, Connor could do this.
There are some of those V-shaped trees. You can definitely find them.
I found a couple that I could run through, but
yeah,
or sure more. So, yeah, I guess if we want to cut the spoiler free there, we can go more into story.
I think did Revelations have a glider thing Breath of the Wild style?
Revelations?
Yeah, Assassin's Creed Revelations. Did it have
it had the hook.
Parachute? Oh, it had the hook, right.
It had the hook, and there were zip lines on every building.
But was that a way just to traverse through tall buildings?
No, it was on for some lower buildings too, houses.
Okay,
there were a lot.
It wasn't it wasn't a vertical thing. It was you could I guess Revelations had obviously a smaller map, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking, is there any way we can get an item here that could make the protagonists in these games just move across these barren fields faster?
Yeah, I think that'd be helpful.
Can someone hack the Animus?
Yeah, honestly, there was one point where I climbed up on top of a hill and I just saw a bunch of trees, and then on the other side there was another hill, and my destination was on top of it, and I was like, I can really use that glider right now.
Yeah.
From Breath of the Wild.
Exactly. But that could work in universe, right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think flight might have been invented with Da Vinci.
Oh, right.
So. But.
Well, they can write around it.
Oh, yeah, they definitely can. There's aliens in this world, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I guess talking more story specifics, game starts out and you get to pick between Cassandra and Alexios. You are being guided by, is Victoria her name? Your assistant?
In the Animus? I think it's Victoria. You're Layla.
Yes, and Layla was introduced in Origins.
Yep. Oh, I believe so.
Okay. So, pretty much the way it's framed now is, I guess I'm getting like an Uncharted vibe. You know, like, we're treasure hunters or something, or like we have this commitment to the assassins where we got to find the pieces of Eden still, but like we're not really talking about it. We're just trying to do something with this specific one.
I think there is some degree of the Templars are going to destroy the world.
Oh, again?
That's what I think the Layla's whole team is about, right? I think they are trying to. I don't think they're doing this for money necessarily. I think they are thinking that they're trying to do it for the betterment of mankind.
Yeah, I don't mean as much as like profiting off of it. I mean like Uncharted in the style of like, we're a team looking for treasure, but not really treasure, but it's to help something. Because Uncharted, you always end up being like, I saved the world. I'm not really doing it for money.
Well, Uncharted, doesn't it start off like that usually?
Yeah, like it goes into the whole thing like that. Because I didn't play Origins again, but from what we've talked about and what I've seen online, it frames Layla as like, does she work for Abstergo and then ends up leaving? Is that
I think Victoria did too, right? I think that's what.
Yeah. And then her team in this game is pulled from a few different like branches of the Assassins, I think.
Yep.
So, yeah, but the modern day stuff, I've only seen 2 instances of it.
Yep.
I don't have a ton to go on. I think you're in the same boat.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was fun because it's a Ubisoft game, right? So they've got the Sam Fisher goggles.
Yeah, the rabbit.
You're gonna go, the what? She says bois.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the I don't know. Is there anything else in there? Is the rabbits in the?
Yeah, I mean, like, I can't imagine the story with modern day going anywhere crazy from what they've done so far in my 15 hours. You know.
No, yeah, I think it's just there because it's an obligation. That's what it feels like, and that's a shame, I think.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you're looking for that to improve, I don't think they're getting closer to that with this one. I've heard, again, no spoilers right now, but I've heard the ending is pretty great.
Okay.
So, I don't know.
I've heard the last third of this game is supposed to be bonkers.
Yeah, so I don't know if that is, like, with the Cassandra stuff or if it's with the Layla stuff, but I'm interested to see where it goes. Like, it's enough for me to not roll my eyes every time they drag me out.
I mean, I'm assuming, like, not speculating, but, like, this game is a superhero game, right?
Pretty much.
With those abilities.
Yeah.
Which we should probably talk about, but, like, those abilities are so... I don't think they've ever done anything like that in the series before, right?
Well, skill trees were Origins, right?
Yeah, they had those, but I don't think they had, like...
Yeah, there's more like, not supernatural, but more like...
I think something is supernatural.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense, actually.
Okay, Origins had the bow that, like, you could guide the arrow and stuff, right? You could have the skill for that. But, what's the one? Like, I can just, like, magically, like, poison my things. I guess you could write fiction for that. Like, poison my knives and stuff. But, like, regaining my health, I guess that's just a video game thing. But I don't know. The Spartan kick is really what got me.
Yeah, so that was one of the first ones I went for.
And that one's nuts.
Yeah, it's pretty great. It's actually nice because there were a few instances early on in the game where I know this is an issue you have with it, the mercenaries.
Yeah.
One of the early mercenaries on Kefalonia, I did a synchronization point, and it was in the middle of nowhere, and then this dude just like crept up on me, and I could see him from probably like a mile away, and I was like, oh god, this is one of these guys.
They start running.
I'm so underleveled. Yeah, I was like, I'm so underleveled. He doesn't see me, so I'm just gonna hide in this bush. Yeah. I snuck up behind him and Spartan kicked him off, and he died. And I was like 3 levels under, and I was like, oh well, don't have to worry about that now.
No, that is awesome because like sometimes in Assassin's Creed fights, if you're fighting someone higher level than you, you totally hope that you can knock them off of a thing.
Oh yeah.
But this giving you an ability to always knock them off.
It's nice.
If the ability is there, pretty great.
Mm-hmm. So if you want to talk about the mercenaries for a little bit, we can, because I know that was one of your issues.
I could. It's just like, it feels like it's the Nemesis system, but it's not, right? At all.
Yeah, I was going to say, the way they presented it, I was expecting the Nemesis system, but it's kind of half-assed.
It is super half-assed. Like, it's honestly just more of an annoyance than anything. Because, like, you're a mercenary yourself in this game, right? So I do, like, 3 side quests. My mercenary level is high enough that, like, I've got 4 guys after me. I just pay it off. It's just money's not really an issue in this game because you're a mercenary, right? In Origins, you're a cop, and I don't remember you having that much money.
Yeah,
but in this game, you're always doing stuff for drachmae.
Right. There's only been a couple instances where I was like, it doesn't feel right to take money here, but every chance I get, I've been like, yeah, pay me.
Yeah. Honestly, if there's an option to not take money, I kind of do it because it's just kind of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I've got like 30,000 or something.
Yeah, I think I'm around like 14 right now.
Yeah, and if you sell your stuff, dude, they rack up.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I really haven't sold any materials. I think I'm sitting on like 30 something obsidian. I think.
How are you doing on wood?
Wood, I'm at like 300.
Okay, I had an incident in a fight last night where I totally like needed to craft arrows, but I had no wood.
So yeah, that happened to me a few nights ago, and like I've just been.
Arrows.
Yeah, I took like 15 minutes. And I was just like, I'm looking for wood.
Yeah.
Just to have that stocked up.
Well, that's kind of what I do with the boat stuff. It's almost like a separate game for me. I just go in the boat and then I load up a podcast and I just do some stuff.
Yeah, the boat is it's so strange that became like a series staple almost with a lot of them.
It is. Well, is 4 Rogue?
It started in 3.
Oh, you're right.
Because there were those like boat missions.
There were boat missions, but
much more limited.
Had the open world stuff, right?
Right.
And then 4, then Rogue was like a side game, but I guess we should consider it.
Yeah, I'd still count it.
Yeah, 4 Rogue, and then Origins had like small boat stuff, but it wasn't actually. 4 had some big boat stuff, but it was more directed missions. Sorry, Origins, I mean.
Okay.
And then in this, right, this is the first time a boat has felt big since like 4 and Rogue.
Like, that's what I would say just from my knowledge right now.
This is like the core part of the game, I think. Well, not core, but like
it's a big part because there's a lot of water in this map.
A lot of water.
Honestly, I think in every single world that there could be, I'm having more fun with this than I ever would with not Sea of Thieves, what's it called, Skull and Bones.
Oh, yeah. Well, Skull and Bones apparently doesn't have any like on foot stuff.
Yeah, that's why.
Which makes sense, I guess, but like, I don't know. I just can't. I can't see myself enjoying it because I like the balance, you know.
Yeah, all the boat stuff in 4 and this, from what I've played, it's enjoyable and like it's a nice way to break up the pace. Yeah. If I want to keep playing, but like I'm tired of killing people, I guess.
Yeah.
So it works. I haven't upgraded my boat. I think I upgraded my hull twice, and I have 3 captains on there.
Yeah. Oh, I love how if you do a side quest, sometimes you can like totally get them to recruit them for your boat.
Yeah, there was one I found. It was some lady on a beach, and it was like, oh, my crew left without me.
Yeah, she's on my boat.
Oh yeah, same.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Do you want to talk about the romance system at all?
Yeah, I've ran into like, it's pretty funny because I remember when that was first shown off, people were like, oh, they're taking BioWare's lunch.
Yeah.
But honestly, this is
not anywhere close to BioWare system.
Not at all. There's been I think there's been 3 instances where there was the first Odyssey.
Yeah.
It has a side quest plot for you pretty early on. She was an option for me.
Mm-hmm.
There was another thing that like you had to help this old couple find stuff for a potion for his libido.
That mission is crazy.
That's pretty weird.
Yeah, that one's insane.
So the old lady was an option there. Mm-hmm. There's one more I can't think of right now that I've run into, but I think there's a mission which we're gonna bring up later, but the Daughters of Artemis, I think. Or
did I play that? What is it?
It's related to the boar.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, she is presented as an option, but it's like not right now. Yeah, I'm assuming
like all like they keep on saying her 7 sisters, right?
Yeah.
I assume it's going in that direction, and it's like okay.
Yeah, I think so far she's the only one I've run into that's like not immediately romance scene, you know?
No, yeah.
It's like
she's acting like you're gonna get there, right?
Yeah, that's like the only one with depth so far that I've seen. Right. The first 2 kind of felt like jokes. Odessa has more of a story to her, but like it's not really a relationship thing, but like, what do you think? How have you thought?
Oh, well, I just think it's funny. Everyone I've had a relationship with is now on my boat.
Really?
It's like, yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Odessa and the one on the beach.
Right, I forget her name.
Yeah.
Wait, so you had Odessa join you?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, because the thing is, the first time I met her, I was being really hard on her.
You were hard on her?
Yeah, and I was like, hey, stop crying, do your own thing. If you want to be like
Odysseus,
be Odysseus, you know, or like be yourself, do your own journey.
Yeah.
And the second mission where you help her sick dad, I was like, all right, I'm helping you out here, but like, I'm gonna romance you, and then you can leave. Like, go do your own thing.
So you romanced her, and then did you get the option for the thing or no?
Yeah, it said my options were join my crew or good luck, and I was like, hey, have fun, good luck.
Dude, yeah, like, I'm just trying to get my crew members up, even though that system seems really useless.
Yeah, because my whole thing with like the crew so far is like every instance I've seen one, I'm like, you're probably so low level, I don't want you on my crew.
Right, I don't think they actually like the most someone will do is like plus 4% ammo or whatever, or arrow damage, and it's like, all right, okay. Yeah,
I think the only people on my crew so far that I've added were the woman on the beach that we were talking about.
Yeah.
So a kind of high level at the time mercenary. I think he was like level 11 or 12. I was just like, I'm gonna see how well you work. I guess he's fine. He was blue.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the boat system really seems like it's there if you want to invest in it, but you should probably strengthen your boat at least.
I had a mission, right? It was had to be on water. Well, it was actually just me sailing to a new location, and getting to that new location had a lot of I think some Sparta ships on it, and I had to get through them. But I also had like the mercenary system was the most annoying thing ever. I had like 2 mercenaries come in during that fight, and I think I died like 3 times, and then I just paid the bounties and then did the fight. I cannot stand this mercenary system. I just don't understand it at all.
I want to see it through long enough to get to the Colosseum part of it.
Oh, is that what I have to do?
Yeah, because on the you know how you can view the mercenaries in sections?
Yeah, at some point.
I think in like the 4th or 5th section, there's a Colosseum image.
Okay, if I could just get to the Colosseum and then like, I don't know, just kill them and then throw out a low level now because I'll be over leveled, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, and I don't know where it ends, but I went all the way to the end because you can see the silhouettes of these mercenaries.
Yeah.
And the dude at the end very well may be the Minotaur.
Oh, really?
So I really want to see the Minotaur fight.
Oh, do you have that Minotaur side quest?
Yeah, I haven't gone there yet because it's so out of the way.
So they just patched this game, right? It was like 1.03, and that side quest wasn't there for me, and then I patched the game, then it appeared. Did you have that? Yeah,
I don't know. Well, the thing is, I started playing a little bit after release.
Right.
So it might have already been there for me because I had to install some patch when I got it, and I was a digital copy. So.
Yeah.
Where else? I want to touch on, since we're talking about not necessarily issues but just negatives. Yeah. Stealth, I feel like, isn't that great of an option. I'd put it on the same level as Horizon.
Yeah. I actually really like the stealth in this game.
Yeah, I think it works. Like, I think for the map we have, it works well. I think utilizing the bushes and everything works fine, but there's been no classic Assassin's Creed scenario, you know, where I'm like on top of something, jump down to kill him, and then run.
Sure, but like I'm really enjoying like going to those big, like heavily, defended forts.
Yeah, I've liked doing those.
Totally like Metal Gear Solid 5ing that whole thing. Like, just sneaking up, getting got some dudes and just it's pretty forgiving, that stealth system.
Yeah.
Like some spots you can you usually get like a little slowdown, or maybe it's some ability I have, but I get a little bit of slowdown to like assassinate them.
I think then, default it gives you like a second.
Okay.
But yeah, there is an ability that bumps it up to 5.
Yeah. And like hiding in some foliage, I'm clearly visible, but the little like eyeball at the bottom says I'm not.
Yeah.
So that's great. I like the stealth too because the combat, while I appreciate how it's very responsive and works, it does exactly what I want it to. It's not exactly the most fun to where I'm okay kind of avoiding it, you know?
Yeah, I've been in the same situation pretty much. Usually if I have to do a combat encounter, I've tried to take out 90% of the other people first.
Right.
And then I'll just like charge at them if there's a couple people left because I think the combat itself is fine. Do you think it's improved much over Origins? I know it's two different teams, but
honestly, I can't really remember much about the Origins.
Because I think from the outside, I remember Origins. They definitely shook up the combat and they put it on the bumper and trigger.
Yeah. No, I mean like Origins. This is the Origin system for sure.
Yeah.
But I think it's probably refined in some ways. But it's been a year. I really can't remember it. I remember not really having an issue with Origins though. Maybe I didn't have an issue with It feels like with this game, every character you fight is a tank.
Yeah.
Or they take way too many hits.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I can't remember if Origins had that problem or not. But sometimes it is really frustrating. Like, I know some people are actually dropping the difficulty down to easy just to alleviate some of that.
Oh, interesting.
Which, honestly, I'm not going to do it, I don't think. But it seems like a perfectly viable and fun way to play that game.
Yeah, there haven't been many situations where I've hit like a wall. Mm-hmm. I think there's two notable ones. There was one this morning where when I said I was talking about the underworld, quote-unquote underworld, it's just a tunnel. Right. So there's like 4 dudes crammed into a tunnel to close out that area. And one of them's giant, one of them has a spear, and then there's just like 2 random dudes. So that's giving me a little trouble. Died a few times there. But most notably, the biggest issue I ran into difficulty is the boar.
The boar.
So somebody posted something online talking about the boar, and I was like, all right, I guess it makes sense for this game to have its thing, you know, that like everybody shares as like a own personal accomplishment when they finally do it. But
well, I mean, the thing I saw every time someone gets this game is they take a picture of Cassandra or Alexios hanging off the statue's penis.
Yeah.
Like, that's like the thing.
Uh-huh. Yeah. It's so sweet, too, because that's like, first thing you do, you can do that.
Yeah, it's great. Uh-huh. And there's even some dialogue about it, too.
Yeah, it's like, I probably shouldn't be climbing on this.
Yeah, it's really good. That game's goofy in the best ways.
Mm-hmm.
But, that boar, huh?
Yeah, speaking of goofy, that boar fight.
It's so funny. I didn't hear anything about it when I played it, so I don't know what happened, but like
it's like the size of a buffalo. I heard it got buffed.
Did it?
Yeah, that's what I like. I don't know if there's any like substance there, but I ran into it.
They should just keep buffing it, honestly.
That'd be so funny.
Every patch.
I love that. Just like the idea of pranking the people like that playing, because do you remember that patch for The Witcher 3?
No, I can't remember.
So in a really early area, there was this, I guess, cow or something that you could farm. Its hide was super, like, it was just worth a lot of money, so you could just farm that and get a ton of money. Mm-hmm. So instead of, like, going in and altering its worth, they added in, if you kill it like a certain amount of times, this super high level griffin thing spawns and can like insta kill you.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, I love that so much.
There's I don't think it's too off topic, but you know the Serious Sam games?
Yeah.
On the PC, like if you pirated the 3rd game, the game would identify it somehow and would spawn a scorpion that was like insanely had way too much health. And would always find you and like kill you in a very small amount of hits.
That's great.
Like you had the forums and people were going like, "Hey, anyone know how to deal with a scorpion?" And everyone was telling him like, "Hey man, you pirated this game." And he's like, "Oh."
Delete the post.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. But yeah, did you finish the boar fight?
Yeah, I finished it. I didn't die. It was like just really long and not fun, but I found you could abuse the abilities enough to like make it pretty alright.
Yeah. So the way I ended up doing, it took me like an hour and a half. To actually get through it, because I played it for probably like the first time I encountered it, I was like, all right, I'm not the right level. I tried it once, and I was like probably 3 levels under the recommended one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then I went out and did more stuff, and I got, I think, 1 level behind. I went back for like 40 minutes, still nothing. When I was finally the right level, I went back again, and it took me like, I think, an hour of tries. And I had the health ability, but I think what really screwed me was I was using the lock-on.
Oh, yeah.
And then the Bloodborne Dark Souls part of my mind is just like, hey, don't lock on. Just like roll around, don't lock on, just use the camera to your advantage. And that's what made me win.
Are you not supposed to lock on in Dark Souls and Bloodborne?
That's like the noob strat.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Like, because I really like locking on in those games because it just feels so good. I feel like the way the camera rotates when you lock on in Bloodborne and Dark Souls is like perfect.
Yeah, it feels good, but apparently the pro strat is no lock on.
No, I guess I'll try that because remember Monster Hunter World came out this year, right?
Yeah, don't lock on with that either.
Yeah, it was baffling to me that like locking on was so bad in that game because that's how I play Dark Souls. But yeah, I guess don't lock on. It's noob strat.
Yeah, the Monster Hunter thing I ended up learning within like the first hour, and that helped me enjoy that game so much.
Yeah, no, I even told, like, when that game came out on PC recently, I told some friends, hey, don't lock on.
Yeah.
And but yeah, this game I kind of forget about the lock on thing. I definitely don't do it very often, like, if ever.
Yeah, I usually do it in the combat encounters I was talking about earlier when there's only a couple dudes, because I think it's so easy, like Souls, to just like swap between targets.
Yeah.
But the thing with the boar fight, just because it spawns so many small boars, like trying to move the camera to just see how many there are screws me with like the target moving around, then I lose the big one.
Well, what is the boar? The boar spawns like 4
mini
boars every time, right?
Yeah, something like that.
And then it's like, I don't know. It seems like that one. The thing that's annoying about that is that like, I don't know if it's like it's like the last quarter of that boss fight. It feels like you can only get like 2 hits in before they spawn the 4 boars again.
Well,
and
actually,
it got really long.
What I've been using daggers.
Yeah.
For my weapon, and I'm not sure if this is with every ability, but if you're using daggers, you can time dodges perfectly, so it slows down for like 4 or 5 seconds.
Oh yeah, everything does that.
Everything does that? Okay.
Yeah, but I find I just spam dodge, and I rarely get the slowdown.
But yeah, so that's pretty much been the difficult thing for me.
Oh,
but
I should say, you said you were under level for the boar, right? Like 1 level. These games, Origins had this too. Insanely, how to say, it can be pretty. Being under level in this game is pretty not fun.
Okay, yeah, so that's like, what I actually want to talk about next.
It's pretty unforgiving. I feel is the word. Like, if you're 1 level under level, it still kind of sucks.
So
like, you want to be regular level.
Yeah. So there's been a complaint. The biggest complaint I think I've seen with this game so far. There's been a couple of notable personalities that have pretty much torn this game apart for the microtransactions.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple specific ones saying like, "Oh, the game's great, but this completely ruins it," or
I
forget who else said it. I can't remember the other one, but
or the Jim Sterling.
Yes, it was him.
I have 0 issue with the microtransaction system in this game. I think I didn't even know. Like, either. I know it's like there's an option in the menu to go check out the Helix store, right?
Yeah.
But like, I checked it out once, and the game isn't really. I find like I know everyone's saying you gotta get the XP doubler or something, right?
That's what people say, but I've been fine without it.
Yeah, the game is pretty forgiving about the XP. Like, again, I think if you're trying to mainline it, I'm assuming you're gonna get some serious issues with that.
Right, but
I am not trying to mainline.
Right, and I'm not trying to 100% it either, but I've done side quests here or there, and they've kept me going along with the story fine.
Yeah, I'm level 21 right now, and my next story mission is level 19 or level 20.
Yeah.
I'm doing okay, and yeah, I don't know.
And I think one of the options with the deluxe edition, which is the one I got, it gave you like a 2-hour XP boost when you started the game. I don't know if it was optional or if I had to trigger it, but past that 2-hour mark, I've still been getting XP, I feel like, at the exact same rate almost, and I'm leveling at times where I feel it's appropriate, and I think I was like around level 7 by the time I left Kefalonia. Maybe 6.
Oh, wow.
But
yeah, I know some people had issues with the, what is it? Leveling, like, sometimes in Kefalonia, I think the first quest you get is like a level 2 and you might be level 1 or something. Did you have an issue with that?
I don't think so.
I think it was fine for me, but...
Yeah, so microtransactions in this... I don't want to go on a whole microtransactions spiral, but yeah, no. I think they're fine. Like,
I don't think it's destroying the game.
Me either. I know...
Like, what was the... Like, it's no Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, not to say... Like, that's the worst example, right? That's, like, the most one, but, like...
yeah, I think...
It's unintrusive.
Yeah, it definitely is, because... pretty much 90% of that store is cosmetic stuff. You know? And then there's the booster, and then like the time saver thing for materials if you want to get like a bunch of wood and metal and stuff like that for crafting. But yeah, also because I don't know if it's if you're tied to Uplay, but I've gotten the Helix credits because that's what their microtransactions are.
Yep.
I've gotten some Helix. I have like 200, I think.
I think the game might just give you 200 at the beginning. I think I might have 200 as well.
Okay. So, but the thing is, I haven't had to use them. I have no incentive to buy anything.
Yeah, I don't want to mess with my game safe like that, I guess.
Yeah, and Origins did something similar, didn't it?
What, with the XP booster and stuff?
Yeah, like there was something like you could unlock the entire map for like $5 or something like that, right?
I think so. They had the whole Helix store again. The Helix store stuff started with Unity, I believe.
Okay.
I remember that being the story with Unity when it came out, was like, hey, this game runs like crap, and it's got this microtransactions thing.
It's a death sentence.
What?
But I just said so that's like the death sentence because there's 2 in 1.
I guess so. Yeah.
But yeah, microtransactions in Odyssey have not bothered me at all.
Yeah, no, it's been okay. It's just leveling in that game is not a problem for me.
Yeah, me either. It's coming at a normal rate, and I'm never feeling like I have to grind.
No, yeah. And like I'm enjoying a lot of the side quests.
Yeah, I think most of them have been very well written.
I'm like, or if they're not well written, they're at least presented well. I really like how they look, like the cutscene camera and stuff.
Yeah,
it just feels good, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. We're getting close to an hour, so I want to just wrap up with a couple last thoughts.
Sure.
So, as someone from my experience with Assassin's Creed, I have enjoyed Odyssey so far. It feels nice to be enjoying an Assassin's Creed game again, like fully. Because, I liked Black Flag, but I never felt like I had to see it through to the end. 3...
did you not finish it?
No.
Okay.
Most of my time with Black Flag was just exploring and sailing and being a pirate.
My issue with Black Flag, that's the best stuff about that game. The actual mission design of that game might be some of the worst in Assassin's Creed. Like, a lot of trailing stuff.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like, remember trailing missions, dude?
Yeah.
Like, those were everywhere in those games.
Yeah, I'm glad those are gone.
Like,
I think this is probably a good way to do it, but they never found it.
Yeah, I think so.
So, yeah, I think coming from, like, I'm not going to say pro, but, like, a veteran of this series, I think the evolution of it to where it stands right now is enjoyable. Yeah. I really like the Western RPG aspects they've taken on. Story and characters have been fantastic. I know it's a thing, like a whole joke with Ubisoft, but I usually like towers just because of that cool Assassin's Creed cutscene and then jumping into the hay.
Yep.
It's been a surprising lack of those. I know they took them out for... Did they take them out completely for Origins?
No, they were there.
Okay.
It's just like this. But,
Alright, yeah. I could use a couple more of those just to make it feel like more Assassin's Creed-y, you know?
I get what you mean, but there's just so much stuff on that map. I'm kind of okay with it. Like,
I mean more so like I don't really have an incentive to climb ever.
Sure. I feel like, well, this is my issue with the game not having really like a great traversal system. Is like I do kind of rely on the fast travel a lot.
Oh, me too.
To where I could use some fast travel systems, like some more fast travel beacons, right? Like those
yes,
towers.
Definitely.
I could use some more of those probably.
So Athens right now is huge, and there's some part of it I have to go to, and I'm in Megaris, and there's like an entire huge just on foot trek I have to make for where I have to get through to where the actual spawn point is for the fast travel in Athens.
You gotta get on that horse or something.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I've seen the conversation a little bit online about the whole, is this still an Assassin's Creed game? I think it is, and I think it works. I like the setting, I like everything the way it's presented, but yeah, Ubisoft, again, I will say I've been having more fun with Odyssey than I did with Far Cry 5, and I thought Far Cry 5 was pretty fun.
I mean, there's definitely comments about how Ubisoft is like making the same game over and over again, like, in terms of Assassin's Creed and like Far Cry. But for some reason, I always fall off of the Far Cry games. But I love these last couple of Assassin's Creed games. Well, don't want to say love, but I really enjoy these last couple of Assassin's Creed games. To where I just like getting through that checklist.
Yeah,
it's very comfortable in a way that I just don't get into Far Cry like that. I don't know why.
Yeah, Far Cry I never saw to the end. I got like up to the last boss, or the last portion of the game that ended with a boss, and I just kind of got over it because I was like, this is just the same.
You know, it might actually just be the writing, because the characters in this game and Origins are just so compelling, I find. And Far Cry is the complete opposite end of that, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Like even the kooky villain in the new one isn't great.
No, he's not.
Like, you got Troy Baker in 4, and that was fun. And 3 had that guy, Scorpion, in the Spider-Man movie in it, right? What was his?
Voss.
I can't remember his name. Yeah, Voss. He was great.
Yeah.
But everything else in those games kind of sucked too. In terms of, not everything else, the characters in those games.
Yeah, it was very not even B movie, but like kind of just whatever.
Yeah.
Like Far Cry 5 is a mid-range 7 for me.
Yeah, I'm with that. And like, just the setting isn't. Well, actually, Far Cry 5 had a really interesting setting. I thought.
Yeah.
They just didn't capitalize at all.
Yeah.
But
I think in general Ubisoft is probably my favorite of the bigger publishers, just as far as consistency goes.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, I put Ubisoft on the same tier as like an Activision and like EA, right?
Yeah, that's where I pretty much view them.
This is what we're talking about. I mean, I think EA's output this gen has been kind of abysmal.
Yeah, definitely.
And like, I love Titanfall 1 and 2, but like, they killed Mass Effect.
Yeah, and
like
that. Yeah.
What?
So, I think Odyssey puts them in a good position so far because I really enjoy what I've seen so far, and again, 15 hours in, not getting tired of it yet.
Have you not ever run into an issue like I was kind of having, where it's like it just got too much?
I've been trying very hard to manage my intake.
That sounds smart.
I've put that pretty high up as a priority in this game because Witcher 3, I fell down a rabbit hole of side quests, and I didn't finish the first act, but I put 45 hours into it.
I do this with Origins sometimes too, but like I go through like periods of like my playtimes with this game where I can't get a good play session in. It'll just be like I'll come in, play like 30 minutes or an hour of it, and then get out. But I sometimes, when I'm really enjoying it, I can do like a 2-hour or something play session, and that's really fun. But sometimes I just don't get that. I feel like.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I think it's because like, I think it comes back to the fast travel stuff, right? It's just there's less of a sense of a journey, I guess, with all the fast traveling in this, to where I just kind of like fall off it after a short time.
Yeah, I can see that.
But then I get really into it sometimes. So I don't know. Sometimes it's great. I love it.
Yeah. But. So far, I know you said it had a stronger opening than Origins, but do you think there's a world where you like this overall more than Origins? Is it too early to tell, or do you think it's on a good path right now?
I think I like Origins more than this, and I think I'll probably say it like that. But I am enjoying this quite a bit, like a lot. But I think Origins is just that, like, Cassandra's great, but I really like Bayek. He's great. He's like super. Like, this game, you're a mercenary, right? And that's really fun. But Bayek was such a good, like, Egypt cop, and I loved it. And I don't think you're ever going to see a setting like they realize Egypt so well in that game, and like when do you see that setting in other games? You know?
Oh yeah.
You see this 300 stuff kind of in a few places, but man, Odyssey, Origins, that Egypt, it was so cool.
Yeah, I think you actually just reminded me because I think to end the whole discussion, that opening, we completely forgot about that. 300 Leonidas.
Oh God, yeah.
That's how the game opened.
Yeah, that was an actual opening, right?
Yeah.
And then that was cool. I like the dialogue in there. It was kind of fun. It was like, "Have you gone fishing with your son?"
Yeah.
It's maximum cheese, and I loved it.
Yeah, I liked the intro a lot.
Did you want to talk about the Spartan battle system at all, by the way? Because that is that right there.
Oh, what, just the giant battles?
Yeah, what do you think about those?
E3, when they showed it off, jaw dropped. I thought it looked amazing.
Oh, really? I didn't even know they showed it.
Yeah, they showed, when they did that Cassandra demo at E3, they were like, here, Fade to Black, here's a battle, you're going to see these a lot in the game. And it was like...
Was that on the press show?
Yes, and it was like battling on the beach. And it was just going through like a bunch of dudes and then like the confrontation that you'd see in a movie of just like, oh, big brute going against the main character. Everybody backs up, and it was like that, and it ended there, and I was like, this looks incredible. But yeah, they're okay.
I really like how this game is a checklist, right? But with the Spartan battles, they infinitely respawn. So like, I do a Spartan battle, right? Say I win it for Sparta. Then the next time I either defend Sparta or fight for the other one. Athens. Yeah, Athens. Yeah. And it just keeps going. Like, I don't feel like I'm completing a checklist anymore. I feel like, oh, this is going to keep happening. I don't know. And this battles itself, I'm not really sure I like the combat in that game that much, other than it works.
Yeah.
I like being stealthy.
I think I might stick to doing the Sparta battles for when there's story implemented.
Well, they have some pretty serious XP.
Yeah, if I ever need to, I think I'll do those, but I've had no motivation to, just because.
No, that's fair. I think that game does a bad job of giving you motivation to do it. You know? Yeah,
and I think part of it's in the character, I think, just because Cassandra's on her own personal quest, and like I've had no reason to be like, oh, let me go out of my way, stop here, build up this meter, and then start a battle.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, if I naturally like get that meter down in an area, then I'll probably do it.
Yeah. It's just weird though, because like I think I was in a Sparta control place, and then after a little while, it was down to 0, and it was like battle available, and I was like, am I supposed to like fight against Sparta right now? Like,
right.
It's just presented weird, I think, because again, with her character, it's like she has no allegiance. It's like, do I really need to do this, or can I just move on? Or
no,
yeah, I don't know. I want to see if they tie it to any specific story beats moving forward, because they already did for 1.
Right.
And I think that's...
I'm 5 hours ahead of you. I have not seen it for the second one, but that's like a small amount of time in this big game.
Yeah.
So
do you have any closing thoughts? Do you think the game's worth it?
Like, I mean, it's the most game you can buy. Yeah. I think.
It's pretty big.
Is it worth? Yeah, I think it's pretty worth. I think it's worth it. Yeah, I paid for the $100 edition to get that season pass, which I think is going to be like way too much game. But
you got Assassin's Creed 3 though.
Yeah, I do get Assassin's Creed 3. But yeah, no, I'm really enjoying it. But I will say, like, if you want to like save some money to just buy an old copy of Origins 2, you can totally do that, because that game's awesome.
I think it's on sale right now on the PSN also.
Yeah, it's like $30, right?
Yeah, 30 for the standard version and 50 for the gold version with all the DLC.
Yeah, look, both these games are pretty good. I think I like Origins more, but they're definitely both worth your $1, I think.
Yeah, I think for me, it feels great to really be having a lot of fun with Assassin's Creed again.
Yeah.
So if you've been a fan of the series before, I can totally recommend it, because it's cool to see where they went with it, and the hints of like the old stuff in there, and where they decided to improve, where they decided to leave in the past. But Yeah, I think for the story alone so far, and Cassandra as a character, and just being able to interact with this world, I think it's worth it. And I definitely do want to check out Origins eventually. I don't know when, but it definitely seems like the new path for Assassin's Creed is something that's going to be pretty strong moving forward.
Yeah, I really want to see what they do with this when they do the next one. Like, is it just very much going to be this Origins Odyssey mold?
Mm-hmm.
Or, like, are they, I don't know, they're going to switch the engine?
Yeah, I really don't know. Like, do you think we get one next year?
I don't think we get one next year. I'm wondering if we go 2 years without one. Actually, we can't go 2 years. They never do that. But do you think when we get our new one in 2020, do you think then the next one is in 2021 and then off year?
It's weird. I don't know how many studios Ubisoft has dedicated to working on Assassin's Creed, but I know Origins and Odyssey were two very distinct teams.
Yeah.
Because for a period of time, they were being developed alongside each other.
Odyssey and Origins, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if the Origins team might be working on one to put out next year.
I don't think they're pretty... Well, it might be next year, but what Ubisoft does, I think, is like have like a small team working on a game for like 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get like 12 teams to come in for the last year and make the game like huge or something.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And flesh it out. And I guess... I think the CEO said there will not be in one next year.
Okay.
Apparently he said that last year.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
I don't know, because I remember there was that thing that popped up too about like, Egypt, Greece, and Japan. That was like a thing that was in Assassin's Creed 3.
Right.
So I don't know if they were just trying to do a trilogy to round out the PS4, Xbox One generation, then take a break or something. I don't know. But do you think Japan is next?
I feel like I don't know, honestly. I would really like the next game to be a sequel to Origins, honestly.
Yeah, because they set
with
that
more
on a
Bayek
cliffhanger, don't they? Or like Bayek and
no.
Aya.
No, they totally wrap it up in a way that's pretty satisfying, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But they could make another one of those. Give me some more Bayek.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they kind of want to do that too.
Yeah, I was expecting a trilogy with him.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I think there was that rumor about it too.
Yeah, because I think the rumor was him going to Greece for the next one, but this is not what we got, obviously.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, so I guess we check out what that rumor said then, right? What was the third game then?
I think it was Japan.
Was it?
Yeah, I don't remember. Oh. It's just weird because we're about to get this flood of Japanese games, or like games set in Japan.
Sekiro and Ghost, right?
And Nioh 2.
Oh, right.
Like the time they finally might do it, you know. But if I had a dream, it would be Prince of Persia DLC. But
the way they differentiate it, right, is Sekiro, Ghost, Nioh. Those are going to be old times, right? We get an Assassin's Creed game. Yeah, exactly.
That'd be pretty cool.
Exactly that.
Pretty cool.
They gotta do it.
All right. Well, I think that's going to do the discussion for Assassin's Creed in for this week. But thank you again for joining, Omar.
Hey, anytime.
Do you want to plug your Twitter again?
Is it still below my face or whatever it is?
Yeah, I'll throw it up again.
All right, great.
So, and if you want to find me on Twitter, you can find me at Chris N. Buckley. Pretty lacking with photo mode for Assassin's Creed.
Oh, you think?
I haven't done that much.
Oh, you mean your Twitter? You haven't put...
Yeah, because Spider-Man I was like posting every day.
Yeah,
Horizon I was all over posting stuff.
I love clicking in those sticks and getting that photo mode. It feels so smooth.
It does, yeah.
Do you like the graphics in this game, like visually? I feel like the game looks kind of like realer than a lot of other games in terms of like lighting and stuff.
Yeah,
like the environment.
Yeah,
something about it.
Most of the time, I've just been trying to get environmental shots if I take shots.
Yeah, definitely. Like just zoom in a little bit, get Cassandra out of there, and then have the. Oh, do you have headgear toggled on or off?
It depends.
Okay, I don't like any of the headgear in that game. So
they're
off. Yeah,
whatever, but
Sorry, you can close the thing. I was just curious.
Oh, no, yeah. I just don't really have a preference. If it feels natural, I do it, but that's really
Some of them is just so big and dumb. I just don't want to see that.
Yeah, I get you. I'm in the same boat. But yeah, so that's going to do it for Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Next episode, Kevin should be on. I don't know what we're talking about yet. Probably Red Dead, because he just finished Red Dead Redemption. Red Dead 2 is coming up soon, so...
I might replay that. I don't know.
Yeah, I've been tempted, but Odyssey has me right now, so...
Well, did you see what they did with PS Now? They reset the 7-day trials.
Yeah,
So you just grab it, dude.
Yeah, so that's going to do it for the episode. Thank you all for listening, and until next time, greatness awaits.